that, and then
Oh, we shouldn't have
that,
left Neil in charge. This was a mistake, Caleb.
and oh, hang on, guys.
We made a critical error.
We're going live. Hey,
Hey!
How's it
welcome.
going?
Everything's the same. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't adjust your television set. This is fine.
It's normal. It's okay.
It's normal. It's
It's okay.
fine.
It's a workaround.
Welcome. It's a workaround, exactly. Tell them why, Sandra. Why the hell did we just do that?
Well, it's a long story, but basically, producer Scott, he may have gotten into a fight. There may have been a kangaroo and a wombat involved.
Possibly a koala.
Possibly a koala. Some people might be in the hospital. Some people might be in international jail.
Jeez,
Regardless,
it's not good. Not good.
Our lawyers have advised us to not say anything more, except for producer Scott will not be joining us tonight.
He might be in a Mexican jail. We're not 100% sure.
It's possible.
It's possible.
So we're trying to like go it alone without him. We're gonna see how that happens.
Yes.
We're gonna try.
So what that means is there's no Scott manning the production side of the show. So we're trying to go live, and all you're gonna see is, in fact, as we're doing this, I'm seeing that our stream seems to be kind of choppy, which I don't know. There's nothing we can do about it. So anything that you see bad, out of sync, choppiness, losing connections, we got to figure our own way around it. So
as I told the guys before we started, God has abandoned you. So you can't like put in there, producer Scott, fix this. No.
no.
Yeah. And if this is your first time joining us, we really do apologize. It is not normally like this. So
yeah.
No,
we
just
are
close your
trying
eyes.
our best.
Close your eyes. Pretend you're listening to the podcast. We are a podcast as well. So just pretend you're doing that. It's fine. We're just going to talk to you about this movie. You know what? It's rustic but charming, just like 1985's Fortress.
Exactly. Perfect. That is us. Rustic, charming, and full of kangaroo. So, perfect.
There's not nearly enough kangaroos in this film, but I digress.
Yeah. So yes. So like Caleb said, yeah, we have pardon us for our technical issue if we run into any, which I'm going to assume we are, because like Sandra said, we have been forsaken. But that's okay. Welcome to the Cult Show. That's how we roll. All right. On that note, drinks. What are we drinking tonight?
Yes, please.
I've got my favorite Lagunitas hop water, my Alpha, my Omega, my Valentine.
Okay.
Oh, and I got to open it though. Jeezy, crazy. Oh, yikes. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Okay.
I told you we're falling apart.
I'm doing some vodka, some fizzy water, and some fresh squeezed orange juice in my Vader Tiki.
Ooh.
What is this called? Mug? Cup?
It's a tiki mug.
Mug? Okay.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
There you go.
So I did some more of those of those.
It's the Longistinos.
It's the Longistinos. They're back.
Oh my God, Neil, did you order a lobster just for this?
I did, baby.
I am obsessed.
It's a lobster.
He's really taken up a lot of room in there.
He's got a lot of room. He's in there, baby. I'm gonna find a way around
lobster
him.
Garnish.
You need a straw. Or you could remove the lobster, but I mean, no pressure.
It'd make a mess. I got.
There you go. Oh my God.
So real quick, Sandra, what are we doing tonight? What's the topic?
Oh, tonight we're taking a trip to Australia, everybody's favorite former penal colony in the Southern Hemisphere. So no, we're just kidding. We love Australia. And okay, it's so weird how this came up. We kind of teased it at the end of the last episode that this was one of those movies where Kayla brought it up and we all kind of remembered it, but it was like a fever dream. Like none of us could exactly remember this movie we watched as children. And it's
We didn't remember the
1985's.
name.
No, we had to do some Google foo. But it is 1985's Fortress, which is it's a trip. This movie is a trip. And it's so funny because as we remembered it, then we were posting on social media and all these other people are like, I remember I too was traumatized. And it's like perfect.
Yep.
So this is also kind of like a group therapy session. It's gonna be like midsummer where we all like do a group cry and like a heave forward.
Or a group hug. You never know.
No hugs, not in the COVID era.
Yeah, well, how about yeah. All right, well, cheers to everyone. Happy Friday.
Cheers.
Boom.
That's the cheers music.
For a second, I was waiting for it.
Yeah, it's like, Scott, what the fuck? Hit
And
the
then
music.
I realized, there's not going to be any of
Get it
There's not
together,
gonna be.
Scott. You're late.
that.
All
So
right.
by the way, for those who don't know, the lobster is a callback to a few weeks ago. What is the name of the bitters?
Angostino bitters.
So Neil said that he had some Angostinos, and in my mind, I thought he meant a Longostino, like the lobster, and I was like very confused that he had lobster in his cocktail. So now he
Yes.
literally does.
So that inspired me as soon as we went off air. I'm like, Amazon, lobster. Prime
love him.
today. Done.
And you
So,
know
yeah.
what? There's so many ways we could utilize that purchase.
Gold. Why does it have to be gold though?
Oh, I don't know, just for when he's feeling fancy.
Okay. Gold lobster. Sandra, you call me bougie, but you want a gold lobster.
You're the one
I think
that has
that-
a whole lobster in your cocktail, sir.
That's pretty bougie, Neil.
Well, at least he's not gold. Good Lord.
Gold plated.
Sandra,
When-
gold lobster and Nike.
Did you say what
Okay.
was in your drink besides
Oh,
the
it's
lobster?
it's whiskey. Whiskey. The orange. Sorry, whiskey, orange juice, the bitters, and I went with the vanilla again too because it was basically last week's drink because it was really good. It
How
went
charming.
down without effort. So
Nice.
Nice.
all right,
Nice.
joining us in the chat this evening, we have got, of course, as they call themselves, the bookends, the two Marks. Mark from East Washington, Pismo Mark.
Bookends.
The bookends. And we're going down. We got Space Face. Hey Macy,
Hi.
welcome.
Hey, Mace.
Mace. And of course,
Alright.
Hungry Boy from Australia.
Representing
be
the
leaning on him a
homeland.
lot.
Hello. There you
Yes,
go.
we'll probably be leaning on him a lot tonight for the do we pronounce that right? Is that true? Is that how that is?
In your culture, is that okay? And he'll be like, I really need you to stop.
It really. You just offended every single person in the continent.
We've been banned from the continent.
Lewis in the house.
Lewis.
And our two gals, Laura and Mindy, of course, tonight, they're just going to be double trouble. Laura and Mindy are double trouble.
I like that. You should always
And
be
we wouldn't
double
have it
trouble,
any other way.
ladies.
I know, right?
Mhm.
Michael B. Good old Michael.
Hey, Michael.
And I think finally not finally, Todd's back. He skipped
Oh,
us
hi,
last
Todd.
week, but he's back.
Yeah, we notice
Hey-
these things, Todd. We
hey,
take
Todd.
attendance.
We do. Yeah, Todd. That
You get a
flaming bag of
demerit.
doo-doo was from us.
You get a
You get
demerit.
demerit. And then finally we got Jimmy back in the house.
Jimmy.
All right.
How's it going?
Anyone else you could be watching, please chime in, say hello. We
Yeah.
really do appreciate hearing from you by all means.
We really
Yes.
do.
All right. So this past week, Sandra,
Talk to us. Yes.
you talked to us. What happened?
Oh, what
Anything?
happened? Oh, me. For some reason, I thought you were going to go right into this week in entertainment history.
If you
I'm
want
sorry,
me to,
it's
I will,
very
but no.
it's very distracting when you go to take a drink with the lobster.
with my lobster.
It's very distracting. This week was an okay week. I got only one more episode in of 30 coins. It's gonna take me stop touching it. Stop.
Whoa.
Don't do it. It's gonna take me about
Yes,
50
Mom.
million years to get through that series. 30 coins we talked about before. Amazing, scary horror, biblical
So how
horror
many-
show.
Are you only in 2 still?
I'm into the 3rd episode, but I have
okay.
not completed it at airtime. I watched Promising Young Slumber Party. Read a good thriller book called If I Disappear for Genre Junkies, and we interviewed that author over there.
I listened to your podcast yesterday. Very good.
She's a
Yep.
really, really cool lady. But so I've
Yeah.
just been a busy bee. Just a busy bee.
Okay.
Nice.
Caleb.
Nice. You know, I finally watched Soul, the Pixar movie. As usual, they, you know, only hit home runs unless you're the good dinosaur. And then
Poor guy.
and then I watched Don't Fuck with Cats, which wow.
How's that?
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a lot. It's a
Um,
lot.
No, it's a lot. It's did you guys talk about the plot when you
No, that's a different one. We talked about
That's
it
a different oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is someone posts an online video where they are killing a cat. And
This is a
these
real thing.
people
This is
in
like a docu.
Yeah,
thing,
this
yeah.
is a documentary series on Netflix, and these Facebook people just do this intense search trying to find them, but it escalates insanely. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So, if you don't like animal trauma, don't watch it. But
Right.
Okay.
it's
I'll have to
interesting.
stay away.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of is like, you know, because like people hunting down other people on the internet. No, we all know about the insurrection a couple weeks ago here in the good old US of A. And that whole thing, you know, they were like, you know, we're working to like find out who these people are. And it was a lot of like normal everyday people who were like, I'll find them for you. And I saw this one interview with a lady that looked for the insurrectionists and found them online and, you know, were able to identify them. She's like, if you're good at internet stalking, like if you can find an X, you can dox an insurrectionist. It's not that hard. And I was like, I love
Wow.
it. They have these people who've like trained at Quantico and like all these, you know, like
Yeah.
places. And then there's just somebody on the internet that's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, because this turns into like an international search. It's pretty crazy. It's you know, in a weird sort of way, it kind of reminded me of the Spielberg movie Catch Me If You Can, like only in like the digital age.
Right.
So,
Yes. How about you,
Anyway.
Neil? Do you
All
watch
right.
anything?
You know, I think honestly, the 30 coins is the thing that I'm getting through religiously. Like every week when the new episode comes out,
It's our new
I'm on it
religion.
as soon as possible. So, because I dig that show, I think it is the cat's meow. So,
In fact,
if
I
anyone
concur.
has, excellent. So, if anyone has HBO Max, please, I cannot beg you enough to go watch this show. You will. I don't think you'll regret it. It is fantastic.
These two
Fantastical
cultists say do it.
And Caleb would like it. He doesn't have the HBO, I know. So,
Yeah.
I do not have
But-
the HBO.
but if he did, he
The
would like it
HBO.
also. The HBO.
The HBO. Yes.
He's got the herpes, just not the HBO. So
Whoa.
sorry, but it's only A.
God.
It's only A, folks. Only herpes A.
God.
So or
You know
whatever
what?
it's called.
Herpes
You know,
should
I mean,
be
I
so
got him from
lucky.
you, so
Herpes,
True.
herpes should be so lucky to
Herpes
be a
should
part
so
of
lucky.
Caleb's life.
I know. Caleb doesn't have herpes. Herpes have Caleb.
do not have.
So that's the way it goes.
Right.
All right. So are you guys okay if we move into this week in entertainment history then?
Yeah, does that mean we have to do the
Yes.
sound again?
Sing. Yeah, sing for me. Okay, keep going while I do it. Just not over me. All right.
I'm gonna stop.
Oh, I liked it. It was good. Okay. Hey, did you guys know that on January 27th, which was Wednesday, in 1976, was the premiere of Laverne and Shirley on ABC?
I didn't know that.
You probably didn't. You probably didn't know
I
that.
like Laverne and Shirley. I've seen a
Yeah.
little bit of it in my day.
Classic show.
Yep.
Who doesn't love little Penny Marshall, little Cindy Williams,
They're so funny.
Lenny and Squiggy?
Yep.
Although poor Squiggy just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also on January 27th, but in 1984, that's the day that Michael Jackson caught fire while filming a Pepsi commercial. So,
Still a little funny, right? I mean,
I mean, it was Pepsi. What do you want? What do you expect?
Coke would never.
Coke no,
would
never happened.
never.
Nope. It was R.C.
and-
Cole, man. He would have been dead.
Oh my god.
Completely.
He would have just incinerated.
He would have poof. Gone.
So what would Jolt have done to him then?
Jolt wouldn't even show up.
Yeah.
Jolt can't get its shit together. It doesn't know.
Nope. They're like, Michael, who? What's going on?
Wiley show up for
January
Jermaine
27th.
Jackson. Sorry, glad.
On a sad note, January 27th, 1993, was a day that Andre the Giant passed away.
Oh,
Yes.
That makes me sad as a
I know.
wrestling fan.
that documentary on the HBO was so good.
Yeah.
HBO.
He was
God
a
bless.
gentle soul.
He was. Andre
Did
the
you know
Giant.
he used to babysit Stephanie McMahon backstage
Oh, really?
at
Wow.
back in the day? Because
Wow.
they were just like little best friends. It's like the cutest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. Everything I've ever heard was that he was a great guy. So
Yeah.
nice guy. Okay, January 28th, which was yesterday's date, in 1981, Elijah Wood had a birthday. Elijah Wood.
Like he had like a birthday, like he popped.
He was born on the 1981 on
Yes.
January 28th. He
Gotcha.
came out.
Of
he
the
came he came to daddy.
Yes. Whether
He sprung forth fully formed.
vaginally or yanked from his mother's stomach, I do not know the answer to that question.
Like Macduff,
but-
he was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Very good.
Little Shakespeare for you. Look, I could be the postman.
You should
Barred off. Okay.
But then I won't know who you are.
I don't
6
know who
months
I
later.
am. I don't know who I am
So-
either. Oh, that's perfect.
Let's see, on the 29th, which is today's date, on January 29th, today's date, 1959, Sleeping, never seen it, but it was released.
Jesus Christ, Neil.
Wow, Neil.
Hey, also,
I'll, I'll let you borrow the Blu-ray.
no, that's okay.
I'll just
Sandra, by the way-
reenact it for you. Yes.
A couple times on some of your various other podcasts that you have and shows and everything.
Yeah. Yes.
It might be the television series. I'm not sure which one, the limited series you have, whichever one it is. You have mentioned that Caleb has not seen the Christmas film with the angel that gets the wings.
It's a Wonderful
No,
Life.
It's a
but
Wonderful
you
Life.
did see it finally, didn't you?
No, Caleb has
It
seen
wasn't me. I've
I'm
seen
the
it
one that
Okay,
hasn't seen it.
numerous times.
Yeah, I'm the one that hasn't seen
Oh,
it.
you
I'm just
haven't
letting
seen
you
it.
know. I want to
Okay.
correct that.
Well, I'm so fucking sorry.
Correct your bad behavior.
You know what? I'm just gonna pretend that no one's seen it.
Okay.
Have you guys
fair.
heard of a little known film called It's a Wonderful Life?
Don't know anything about it.
It's very indie. It's very fringe.
Who's in it?
I've heard it.
I've
I've never
it's-
seen it.
A
Bunch of nobodies, right?
Bunch of nobodies. They didn't really
All right.
do a whole lot after this.
Okay, I'll pass. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
All right.
Sounds lame.
It sounds lame. Hey, Sandra, guess
Hey,
whose
Neil.
birthday it is today?
Is it my birthday?
Not quite.
It's a Neil's birthday.
An actor that you very much adore in a
Pete
movie that you
Ulrich.
love. Today is Mark Singer's birthday, the Beastmaster himself, Mark
Yes.
Singer.
Oh, I was like,
Happy birthday, Dar.
nothing. Is he still with us?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh, happy birthday, sir.
Mark Singer was born on this day in 1948. Also birthdays. Mark, well, not Mark. I already said that one. Tom Selleck. Today is Tom Selleck's birthday. So give a
Stash
howdy, hey,
himself.
howdy, hi.
He has looked the same my entire life.
Yeah, somewhat.
Is
Yeah.
I
is
met him
also
once
like,
briefly.
is he a vampire?
No, he's. I looked up to him. He's very tall.
Yes, he was a tall
You're
guy.
very tall, so he's got to be
That's
like
why I said that.
he's got to be like a gargantuan.
All right. And then finally, real quick, I wanted to mention the passing of Cicely Tyson yesterday, right? The groundbreaking
So
Cicely
sad.
Tyson. It is, but I mean, she
Heartbreaking.
obviously led an extremely
Yes.
positive and full life, obviously affecting all of us with her wonderful roles and everything she did. So I know for me, like Roots, of course, I probably first remember her from Roots, and then of course Fried Green Tomatoes and
It's my
her
favorite of
her
hers.
iconic line that I've said many a time in my life. Of course, secrets in the sauce.
Secrets in the sauce.
She's so cute. And like she's been like another one just consistently acting and doing tons of TV
Yeah. Yep.
until fairly recently. Like so cool. So
Absolutely.
cool to have that longevity and that health and frame of mind to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. She was 96. So she definitely
Damn.
all the way to the end. And then of course also Cloris Leachman a few days ago as well,
Yeah.
which was very sad to hear. But again, another woman who stormed onto the scene and freaking killed it and did, put her all into it. And I mean, for me, the Mel Brooks movies, of course, are iconic for me, not just Frau Brucher, but
She's so great.
but Nurse
She's
Diesel
so great.
from High Anxiety. So she was hysterical, definitely. But,
She's absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious woman. Weirdly, you know what I love her in? And this, I hate this fucking movie, but it's the Beverly Hillbillies.
oh
I
yeah,
just, like you
absolutely.
watch that movie just like for her. Like she's so funny.
One more line that I say a lot is roadkill stew sounds mighty good about now. So
Exactly. Yes. She looks
But-
like she did so many like little one-off parts
Yeah.
and voice work and stuff. Ugh, two legends.
She was awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
And she won
Yeah.
the Oscar for in 1971 for Best Supporting Actor, for actress, technically, I guess, but for the Last Picture Show.
Last Picture Show, yep.
Yep. So
Well,
anyway,
cheers,
give it
ladies,
up for those
cheers.
two ladies. Cheers to them.
Yeah.
Cheers,
sure.
Cheers.
Rest in power, gals.
Yep. Okay. And that is it for this week in entertainment history. I pass it to Sandra.
That's our new transition music.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
We don't
Okay.
we don't need no stinking producer. We got Scott set.
Scott who? All right, it's time for the main event, which would be us discussing 1985's Fortress. If you are unfamiliar, this is the story of Sally Jones, who is a school teacher in an extremely rural, tiny town. I mean, this is a one-room schoolhouse situation where like the children from ages like 5 to like 20 are like all in one building.
Yes. Yep.
When out of nowhere, some masked intruders break in with guns and decide to hold the students hostage. But now Miss Jones and her students must use all of their Australian wiles to defeat the criminals.
I thought her name was just Miss.
Oh my God,
Miss,
it's so cute how
Miss.
they just say Miss all the
It is
time.
Miss. Miss, I need to be excused, Miss.
So as we kind of said, this was something Caleb had brought up, like, do you guys remember there was this movie? And then it kind of like set us off. So very funny story. I want to share my personal take first is I watched this when I was a little kid. It's one of just like a weird movie that I watched probably several times. My sister, older sister, 100% traumatized by this film. She's watching. She still has like this movie lives like fucking rent free in her head and like causes nightmares. You gotta love it. You gotta love that. And I remembered this was the first time I'd ever heard the term Father Christmas because one of the guys had, who the hell is Father Christmas? And I think I hinted to you guys too last time. My mom or my grandma, somebody like put this on for us, and they were like, "It's an action adventure with children. It's like the Goonies. It's like the Goonies, kids. Enjoy."
Yeah,
It is.
exactly.
I mean, there's nothing incredibly salacious that like happens in this film. Spoiler alert: it is not the Goonies. Not the Goonies.
Well,
No,
the
it's
Goonies.
the Australian Goonies.
if the Goonies meet like Lord of the Flies, who then in turn meet Cannibal Holocaust or something, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like...
and there's no chunk. There's no chunk.
Right.
There's no sloth.
Yeah.
How about you guys? What was your
they got
memories?
rid of the cutesy.
Yeah.
You know, I watched it on HBO. That much I remember. You know, other than that, I mean, I just remember being traumatized by the swimming under the water scene. I don't know why.
Oh.
Like, add that to my ever-growing list of phobias. You know, like...
That's hella scary, and that's one of the most dangerous things you can do is like diving into water where you can't see like how you get out. Oh, and we're treated to that in the film. Seeing
Right.
how
And I
dangerous
remember,
that can be.
and when we brought this up that time, I remember telling you guys, I flashed on this movie when those kids got trapped in the cave in, where was that, Thailand or whatever?
Right.
And then
Oh.
again, just boom, out of my head again, you know, like, live my happy life, best life, you know, like, no room for past movies from my, you know, 10-year-old
Yeah, and suddenly you're like back there shell-shocked in that moment. The cave.
So, but it's I don't know, I think it's like a movie that just refuses to be deleted, you know. It pops in at certain times and then it just kind of goes away again, and until something triggers a memory of it, and then it goes away again. But now we're putting it down on film, or you know, whatever this is. So maybe we won't forget it now this time.
I remembered Father Christmas, and I remembered the kit because I liked the way she said the kit of like the masked people. I didn't remember the duck. I was remembering him as something else, not a duck.
Ah. So yeah, I didn't. It's funny because Taylor Bard. I watched this film over and over and over and over when I was on HBO when I was a kid. And I loved it because it had all that great, you know, there were some moments of brutality in it, and it was an adventure. You know, it was just a fun kind of crazy film, and those parts that probably tormented your sister were the ones that I just was fascinated by. And then
probably me too.
Yeah, exactly. And then as I get older, it's gone, like gone from memory, never existed, never thought about it once.
Right.
And then Caleb mentioned this, and then all of a sudden it was like, you know, it was like someone funny screwed the light bulb in a little tighter, and it was like, oh yeah, holy cow! And then
you were like out,
and then
you were like out of RAM. There was like no storage.
Out of RAM, out of range, out of Wi-Fi. I don't know what I was, but yeah, it was all gone. But it was like the switch, and then watching it again, I mean, it blew my mind. I was so happy to see this movie again because it had such a warm feeling for me, because I hadn't seen it in 35 years probably.
Yeah.
You know, but I watched it so many times back then, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it again. I watched it 2 times between, you know, this week alone, just to make sure I got everything, you know, memorized, but just wanted to watch it again. So
I love it too. Obviously it's flawed. Neil's gone.
No, I'm back. My phone calls. Always the phone calls when we're on.
Because it's like a made-for-TV movie from like 1985, but it is obviously we all have a spot in our heart for it. And I have to say, producer Scott watched it. I'll weigh in for him, and he thought it was very fun. If sometimes oddly traumatic even for an adult. So I mean, I guess that's a good thing. If nothing else holds up, the trauma will. So that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Get your lobster out of here. So, well, I mean,
from the very
yes, honey. No, please go ahead, lobster.
No, I was just say from the very beginning, this film this film grabs me. I mean, you have mainly because like you meet the teacher early. She's in bed, has to take a shower, cold water. She's living with one of her students' families,
Yeah,
you
she's like
know,
a
because
boarder. Yeah.
she's kind of like Ichabod Crane or something in a way. She comes to town, you know,
It all
to
comes
teach the
back to
kids.
Ichabod. It all comes back.
Always. She just wants all the big food, the ham.
He's like
So
our Jesus, Ichabod Crane. If you'll
Yes.
open your hymnals to Disney's endless was going. Sorry.
Yes, I'm going to Terrytown to be in a be in a Halloween just so I can race across the bridge. Anyway, but from the beginning, I don't know why Rachel Ward, for whatever reason, just like completely captures my interest from the very beginning. And the whole setting of that rural Australian town, you know, I don't know what it is, but just they have to walk, you know, the three of them, her and the two students she lives with and their family, they walk to, you know, walk to school, and it's
school.
just
Yeah.
it's just such
Over
a
the
but like you said,
over train tracks,
Right.
a train is coming up behind
They
them.
seem
Yeah,
to have
exactly.
no sense
And
of
they don't care.
urgency. No.
No.
The train.
I mean, it was like so close, like Corey Feldman would have been all, you know, I'm gonna dodge it or whatever, you know. And it would have
Right.
been like,
Right, exactly.
But they're just like doo doo doo, you know,
That was
walking.
really funny to me.
Yeah.
I agree. I think she's great. I think her character is a total badass. There's something that's like we don't get a lot of backstory here, but she's kind of a fish out of water. She has like a little bit of a posher accent than the other people. She's obviously not from the country. She's a boarder, like we said. Like she just kind of rents a room in this place, and it's coming to the end of the school year.
Yeah.
So yeah, though producer Scott did end up loving her, he wanted me to throw in a note that when he first discount Margot Kidder.
What? Discount Margot
Like
Kidder.
like
I
if you
don't
order Margot
see
Kidder on
that.
Wish, you would
I don't know.
it's hilarious though. I don't know. She's like the value
I feel like
brand.
Margot Kidder was a discount Margot Kidder. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Rachel Ward is a lot.
I think if anything, this one's taller than the other. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, they cram a whole bunch of kids in a school building. They even like one of the older girls like rings a bell when it's like time to come in.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Norel.
And
That was Norel.
Norel, I love Norel. She drives me a little crazy towards the end of the film, but there, you know, so yeah, you've got like how many kids? There's like 13 kids or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably somewhere in there. I
It's-
never counted
it's-
them actually.
It's kind of like a Von Trapp situation. All different, all
Lots of
different
Nazis.
ages.
It's the Nazis that really threw me for a loop in this movie.
It's
So
the
Yeah.
Nazis for me.
But
There
instead
is-
of Austrian, it's Australian.
Right.
It all comes back to the postman. You guys know I love to notice weird things in movies. This one for me in the schoolroom was the giant abacus at the front.
Mm.
And then all the kids had a small child-sized abacus on their desk. And I was shook that in the 80s they were still I was like I asked, I was like, is that like a metric system thing? Like they couldn't like use a calculator? I don't know. But hers was giant. It looks like a torture rack. Very funny to me.
Yeah, who knows what they were thinking? I mean, either that they didn't have calculators yet
They couldn't afford
out there. Yeah, probably a
You-
pretty.
Did
Yeah.
they even have power there?
I'm not sure they had power in the classroom.
I'm just saying, like, you know. I mean, the bathroom was an outhouse, for crying out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
The class
So-
hamster had to spin the wheel to make the power. So, you know, but-
The class wombat.
yes.
They don't have
So-
hamsters, they have wombats.
So the kind of kids you have in this class, like you were saying, starting on, there's two boys who are probably in the 15-ish range, maybe
Maybe.
15.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be like teenagers, you know, but
15
young
seems a little
on-
old.
on
Does
the
it?
young teenager.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
their
gonna say 13,
voices
14.
have dropped a little bit, but
Yeah.
Okay, but
yeah,
they're
there's them.
the the muscle of the group, I guess you could
Right.
say.
The
as
big
far
I
as
called them the big boys.
the
They're
big boys, right?
Yeah.
Then you had you had Narelle, who was probably the eldest,
Yeah, she's
I
probably
think,
about the
gal of the
same
group.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little
Um,
older.
and she was, yeah, because she was, and I'm only saying this because it kind of comes up later, but she was clearly coming into her womanhood, you
Yes.
know,
Right.
which why she's at least, yeah, of that
A
age.
teenager. Yeah.
Yep. And then from there, I guess you kind of get down to probably the
Some
10 to,
tweens. Yeah.
yeah, some tweenies basically, and then there's even probably some kindergarten, I would
Oh, yeah,
ish.
I
definitely
think so. Yeah.
Toby.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Toby is definitely a kindergarten. He looks like a fucking toddler.
yeah, and there's he does, and there's like a little girl, a brunette hair girl as well.
Yeah.
The first one that gets through the underwater,
Yeah, she
not
also
the
looks
first
little.
female,
Yeah, she
but
also looks
anyway.
little.
So there's
So,
probably, yeah,
yeah.
between 10 and 13 kids.
So I think we also have to, it's worth noting, Toby, he gets it the worst from the fucking kidnappers. They throw that child around like he is a rag doll in a way that you would not find in a movie in modern day times. They'd use like a little stunt person or something. I mean, they are like throwing this kid. They've got a gun in his face like the whole time. And it's like, God, that gun was probably loaded. That's probably a real gun.
Probably, yes. I wouldn't doubt it.
The poor kid, he gets it the worst. Also, the hilarious absurdity of so we've established this is a poor rural community. Why ransom them? There is no reason. These are not the type of people that you're gonna ransom. They don't have any money. They're like farmers.
That's a good question. Actually, I
Yeah.
never considered that.
I think the only reason they picked them is so we could set the movie, you know, where the Australian kids have to like again use their Australian prowess to defeat
Mm,
the bad
Right.
guys.
right.
Because there's no reason. It's like absurd group of people to hold for ransom.
Well, it would be easy there because there's no one around, so it wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
They just pulled up in a van. They're like, "Good day, we're taking a hostage." Blam blam, get in the van. So
Blam, get in the van. That's a great like song lyric. I love it.
you can borrow that. So
But yeah, it's just really funny in retrospect. Weird group.
yeah,
Weird
no,
group.
you're right. That's a good point. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe there's a yeah, who knows? Maybe whatever they must farm something out there. So maybe whatever it is, there's a big I don't know, koala farm, something.
They farm unobtainium out there. So
Oh,
they're
there you
like,
go.
yeah. My God, the music, the soundtrack of this movie is awful. It's so
what?
bad. Oh, it's
no,
so
I loved
bad,
it.
Neil.
I loved it. I loved the music.
It's so bad. It sounds.
No,
Oh, it's horrible.
it's a wonderful
horrible.
synth soundtrack that at times it's like it's just tonal. It's like tones that come in when they're doing things. Like certain points, it's just like bah, or whatever.
I think the
loved
children doubled as the musicians
it. Maybe they
on
did.
this film. It's but anyway, it's fine. Again,
What
made
does
for TV,
Caleb think of the music?
I did not have a problem with the music. So
made for TV movie 1985. I'm obviously having
somewhere
fun.
in the middle between you two. I didn't love it, but didn't hate it either. So
Coward.
I have my notes. My notes specifically talk about have music on here for it. So good 80s synth score is what I have written down. So I enjoyed it. It was unusual. That's why I liked it.
Unusual is a very kind word. We should move on. We should move on.
Okay.
So they take the kids in the van and they end up going after some really shoddy escape attempt by one of the boys she lives with. Whatever. It was obviously never going to work. I love the kids. They're so precious. I love the teacher. She's such a badass. They get to a mine shaft. Would we say?
Not a mine, but
it's like
just
a
cave.
Like an underground cave. So that's our second location.
Cavern
Neil's
or
getting
something.
another call. You're so popular, Neil.
Sorry.
Popular.
Yeah.
So this is where a big chunk of the action takes place, including where we make lamps made from salad dressing,
It's very smart.
shoestrings and an
shoestring
aluminum
wicks.
can. Um, I I can't claim to be good at this. However, that's going to be a very oily salad dressing, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
extreme
yeah, extremely
because
oily,
otherwise
extremely flammable.
salad dressing would have to come with a label that's like
Yes,
keep away from heat.
keep away from open flame.
Yeah.
Your salad will combust. So yes.
Can be used as a lantern in an emergency ransom situation.
It's some of Paul Newman's best. So,
There's a crossover somewhere with like Cool Hand Luke and that salad dressing. I love it.
But it was a
Um,
really smart idea to get the cans of whatever
Brilliant.
drink, put the shoelaces in, make little lanterns. I don't know what kind of salad dressing, would be flammable like that, but I've never tried to light it on fire, so I don't know.
I know.
Well, I know what I'm doing after this
that should have
episode.
been our game at the end, is make salad dressing lamps.
We're gonna do it at some point, people, this summer. So a big chunk of the action takes place down here. We get the impression later that they were supposed to just stay in the cave until the ransom was done. That's not good enough for these, wild outback people. They're gonna try to make an escape. So there's the two older boys, Derek and blah blah blah.
Sid.
Sid. And
wants to shoot everything.
Yeah, I mean, poor Derek. He just wants a job. He just wants to be like valued and taken seriously. He needs something to do. And Sid is like freaking good at everything and like Mr. Popular. It's very hard to be Derek in this film.
Well, Derek was a bit of a bully, though. Also,
he's the bully. He's the bad boy smoker.
I think he's just a bully because he's constantly being compared to Sid.
Perhaps. I guess. Perhaps.
I don't know. I'm a Derek apologist.
Clearly.
Except for, I will say, I do have a note here that eventually Derek, I say, the budding serial killer and arsonist. Maybe that's why I like him. He kind of gets a little creepy at times, but kids, you know.
Or maybe he comes through when it's needed.
He sure does.
Or maybe he's a future poacher. Maybe not serial killer, but at least a poacher, perhaps.
At least a poacher. So, of course, one of the ways they have to escape this trap they find themselves in is, as Caleb mentioned, the underwater swimming scene, which is so scary.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny because it's a very like matter of fact where you have Rachel Ward and Sid that go off together to try and find the way out. They find that and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go swim and see where it takes me, and just takes off all her clothes, kabam, right in the water, and right in front of the kid.
Her clothes. Did she have to get fully naked? Okay.
I don't know, but I mean, Sid was
10-year-old
gazing.
Did not mind that scene at all.
Right.
Nothing's like explicitly shown or anything.
No,
but it's just kind of funny.
They did a very good job with that, actually, that they didn't have to show anything, but yet, they still got the point across. But
what you're seeing is actually Sid's sexual awakening. That's all you're seeing.
Yeah, probably, yes, because he was quite whoa. He had that look on his face, like, He
is of age for that too. So like, of course, like we were talking about, she's not like a super strong swimmer. She's not been like growing up like doing all this like crazy outdoorsy stuff. So Sid and his brother, ginger-haired boy, that's his name, Ginger. It's not his name. I just don't remember it. They are really strong swimmers, and they actually end up helping the rest of the kids get out, because at one point she does have that thing happen where she gets like turned around and then she gets, like stuck because there's a little air pocket. Oh my God. Like that gives me nightmares. I was thinking about it because I'm not a strong swimmer. I would be like, you know what? Y'all go ahead. I'm going to stay here in the cave and come back for me with a ladder, maybe? I don't know.
So that scene, teacher is taking one of the littlest kids,
Yes.
and the little girl freaks out, right?
Yes.
Isn't that how she gets like disoriented or whatever? And I
Yes.
remember like hating that little girl when I watched this as a kid, going like, God damn it, just stay
Suck it
calm and
up.
everything will be okay.
You're like the same age as that little kid, and you're like, pull yourself together. They
Dang,
do.
Caleb.
I know. They do
But I didn't
eventually
remember
get
this
out.
until watching it, and then all those feelings came back, and I was sort of like remembered, like, oh yeah,
All that
fucking
pent-up
little
anger
kid.
came back to you. So
Damn
they
it.
do eventually get out of the cave. Of the
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone, they
Yeah.
systematically swim everyone underneath. They do a very good job, except of course Derek can't swim.
I
So
know. But the big boys help each other, and it's actually really adorable. It's like really cute. It's like,
the
oh,
big boys do. Yes,
they help
they do
each other.
indeed.
It's so cute. This is the only time once they escape the cave that we get like any kangaroos in this Australian movie.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can someone also explain to me the smoldering trees that were like everywhere?
No, not particularly. I mean, farming.
What is that?
They're going to a farmhouse, so maybe like they have to burn off the
Like
grapevines, the old vines
clearing
here.
the land or whatever.
Yeah, clearing the land.
Yeah,
Would be
because
my
they
only
were
guess.
like, I mean, this is the part like I was thinking, oh, okay, that maybe they'll run into somebody as they're going through the smoldering tree forest. They didn't. So I guess they just left those. This gets us to our next highly traumatic scene. Highly traumatic. This is one of the ones that I remember, like, from being a little kid, that all came back to me, that I was like, oh my God. So this scene is where we find out that the kidnappers are actually not fucking around.
Yeah, they are for real at this point. No question.
We come to a rural farmhouse where there's a kindly little old couple, elderly people living there, and the kidnappers are like, they're holed up in this house that's obviously like their base, and they're eating their dinner. They're eating the old people's dinner.
That was pretty rude.
Soup's rude. And
Yes.
the thing that like sticks with me is, okay, so then they shoot the elderly man in front of everybody, fucking horrifying, and he's like blown away because it's like a shotgun, and he crashes into the aquarium. That was the part that like stuck in my mind, Grapes, that I was like, oh my God, this is from that movie. This is where that happened, where you see a body in the aquarium.
So it wasn't the fact that the old man's like stomach exploded. I mean, it was the fact that he knocked over the aquarium.
No, it's all of it. It's all of it.
Killed
It's
some
all of it
fish.
together. No, it's all of it together that was like, like I didn't know what that scene in my head was from.
Right.
Fortress.
So there's four scenes that I have written down basically of brutality that we'll call
Yes.
it, because
Okay.
again, this movie, I mean, it really was in that it is like it's kind of it feels like fun and almost cute in a way, and it kind of pulls you in thinking things are gonna be okay, and then like these moments of brutal imagery come into that you're not expecting at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's
that's
a
part of
total
the
shift.
traumatizing. Yeah, that's part of what traumatized you, I think, is you're like, well, they showed like when they shoot him,
and there's glass and water everywhere, and this lady just watched her husband get killed, and all the kids just saw it.
Right.
And they round up the kids and they put them in the barn. You can hear them killing the old lady.
Yeah, and they kill the old lady. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're like, dang, this movie just got brutal.
Right.
Oh, and we're also, which is Father Christmas is the
Yes.
ringleader, and there's kind of some tension in the gang. They need to go to like group therapy and like work out some of this tension that they're having. They're having some communication issues.
Because you have
get to the yes.
Well, so you have the duck, which is Dappy Duck, Dappy, Dappy Duck. So is his name apparently.
I love it.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't afford the Warner Brothers.
They were like,
characters.
Donald can't afford Donald. Daffy can't afford Daffy.
Yep.
It's a dappy duck.
Dappy duck.
It's a dabby duck. So that duck was played by Vernon Wells.
I know. Yes, which is cool. So,
which is pretty awesome. And if you don't know who Vernon Wells is, he was in Mad Max 2. He was in basically played the very same role in Weird Science as, was it Major General or Lord General? Lord General. And he was also in the 92 Fortress, which I've never seen before. So he's been in 2 fortresses. That's 4. But 2 fortresses.
2 fortresses.
Yep. He was also, don't forget, in Commando.
In Commando.
So
yeah.
He was Bennett. He was the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he gets around. This
He
was
does.
also the first point when I noticed that the littlest girl has a Cabbage Patch doll.
Oh, I never noticed
She
that.
was
I
touting
didn't
that
notice
thing
that.
around. Poor
Yeah,
little.
didn't notice that.
I don't know if she loses it at some point. I also have in my note, dead duck.
Yes.
Noted.
So, yeah.
yes,
So
go
the
ahead.
duck. No, yeah. So you hear them arguing about, one of the kidnappers saying, "Oh my goodness, I wasn't a part of this killing, blah blah blah." And then you hear like, but I think you hear gunshots or whatever of him getting killed also.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess, and then you don't know who it is at that point though. So
the Miss and the kids make another escape plan, and they know that Father Christmas is like the scary one. So they're like, we're gonna go through with it if it's another baddie, and it is. It's the mouse, or is it the cat?
The cat. The cat.
It's the cat.
Yeah.
That's right. It's the cat. Ew, and Narelle has to flirt with him, and he's like creepy old perv, and so he's like, yeah. It's gross, but
I know they're
um,
like, do you want a chocolate biscuit? I have some chocolate biscuits, sir.
Neil, you
He's
have to be
like,
careful with
yeah.
that sexy voice when you use it. You
I
can
know.
seduce the whole audience.
I know.
my
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. Let me turn that down a little. Dial it down.
They do escape into the woods. Another one of my favorite lines is they get kind of separated. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was to say, but don't skip over scene 2 of Brutality, which is when you see the Dappy Duck. Remember, his body separates from his head.
Yes. And it's like,
I know.
like so traumatizing.
It is. It's like he's like standing there, and all of a sudden, like the body just like falls away, and the head's sitting there, and the blood's
Woke.
pouring out. It's like, what the hell? It's like completely
This isn't
unnecessary,
Goonies.
but awesome.
No.
I know.
I mean, the good news is they're killing each other off, which is
Yes.
helpful. So they've got the cat's done. Dappy Duck is done. So now there's just the mouse and Father Christmas running around. So the kids get kind of separated out in the woods. And this is another one of my favorite parts is they say, "Give me a cooey." They all
Yes.
yell, "Cooey." I thought that was the
Because they had to
cutest
find the
thing.
girl who was peeing in the woods, right? Because she was screaming.
Yeah.
So they had to
And I
find her.
thought
So
that
yeah.
was so cute, and we need to do that, you guys. We need to just sometimes tell each other, "Give me a cooey."
Give me a cooey. All right.
Cooey. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Um,
We didn't say. So one of the kids in their escape attempt, by the way, he got shot in the shoulder. With
the one she lives with, not Sid, but the littler one.
Yes,
The
correct.
ginger.
Yes,
The
they-
The
ginger
they got
ginger,
child.
as you say. Yes, he got shot in the shoulder.
Oh, and
So
it's
now they're
gnarly.
carrying him around.
It's a gnarly wound too, because again, shotgun blast.
Yes, those can do it to you.
Yeah. I don't remember which child it was, but I have in this part the children lowly chanting, "We're the king of the castle."
Yes. Once they get to their new.
Whatever pumps you up.
Yeah. We're the king of the castle.
They've got their
You're a
fortress.
dirty rascal.
It's pretty creepy. Yeah. So yeah, this is where I made my note about Derek, the budding serial killer and arsonist. So this is like, they've been running. Poor Miss has a little bit of a breakdown. Who can fucking blame her? There's all these kids who are like, "Did this person die, Miss? Am I gonna die, Miss?" And it's like, what do you tell these like children, right? So she has like a moment,
Yep.
And then she says like, okay, I'm with Sid and Derek now. We have to stop running. All we do is when we run, one of us gets hurt. So we need to like make a stand and like fight. And of course, the kids, bloodthirsty little critters that they are,
Yes.
very happy to hear this.
Yeah, they're
Um,
all over it. They're like, you know what? This is time to stand our ground and fight. God damn it.
Yeah, we're
Right.
gonna stand our ground.
And of course, Sid's like, you know, Miss, I can do da 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 da, and the whole plan unfolds where they basically
Right.
MacGyver the entire surroundings of
Yeah.
the cave they're in.
You get a
Um,
fortifying montage of the fortress, basically.
as they're building their fortress.
And Caleb,
Yes.
Caleb said, "Thank God he said montage because I have written here in all caps, 2 exclamation points, montage with synth." There's an 80s montage.
With
and
synth
they're-
music.
It's very
Yep.
sweet because this is finally where Derek like has a job. He's really good at making the spears.
Yes, that's right.
So-
He finally
and it's
fits
like-
in.
You just want to smile and nod, like, okay, Derek, you're really good at that. Don't hurt
Well, it's
me.
funny because then like the kids are all like, "Derek, make mine. Here, Derek, take my make it really
Yeah.
sharp, Derek,"
Right.
kind of thing. So
And
Make
for
it
once, they're
really
not yelling
sharp.
at Derek to quit it for hitting him in the back of the head. And,
Yep.
you know, Derek feels
Oh.
loved and appreciated. And he's
There's
got
a
a
place-
job.
There's a place for everyone at the fortress. So my next note says they make a moat of spears, just like at Neil's house.
it's just like in Neil's house. My skeleton army makes the spears. They're very good.
Yeah. For some reason, some of the boy children also decide like they need to get into character, and so they like take off their shirts. It's just
Yes.
funny. It's like, oh, okay,
It's
Yeah.
what you did.
they're getting kind of Rambo-ish in and out. I just saw Jake go by.
Jake
Jake the
sees
cat.
fashion.
So poor Narelle gets her goddamn period. Literally the worst possible timing. I just feel for her so much. But then she goes and hides.
Like, tries to run.
I-
She's
I
like,
think
Miss,
she's looking for
Miss,
something.
Miss, I
So-
got the curse.
Yeah, she does. She calls it the curse because it's the 80s.
I think she's
laughed-
trying to find something to use because she tells Miss Jones, and what's what's even funny is how you watch how there's
Jake-
times where
He just popped up his little head.
did he?
Jake,
There's
he's
times
his sister's ear.
there's times when when Miss Jones like loses her shit. And
Yes.
she just like
yeah.
yells at them about things, which is
Yeah.
kind of which I can understand because you got all these kids, miss, and then
Yes,
she's
that's
just
what I
like,
was saying.
and then
Yeah.
you're in the middle of like you're preparing for war with these men who want to get you, and you're gonna get them, and then she's just like, Miss, I had the curse, and she's just like, work for goddamn sake, just take care of it.
Yeah,
So-
like find something. There are
Find something,
things
so-
like there's ways to do, but
There's
instead,
koala bears and there's kangaroo tails and there's all kinds of things.
my
you can use.
notes
So-
my note says Narelle runs and hides. What is she looking for? The red tent? It is not there. Neil does not know what a red tent is. That's
Nope.
okay. That's fine. I'll explain it to you when
Sorry.
you're older.
I'm assuming it's a gynecological thing.
It's a thing they used to do way back in the day when you got your period and you had to go live out in the red tent, so you didn't
Oh,
infect the
okay.
men.
Didn't infect people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean-
you had the quarantine.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like cultures still do shit like that. But it's just like, really, Narelle? Now you're gonna go? Okay, it's fine.
The poor
Everybody do.
girl.
Everybody do what
you
they
know.
want to do. Everybody just do what they want to do.
Yes, but she does, and so one of the really cool, one of the cool parts. This movie's got lots of awesome parts, but I like when they go out there and they looking for Narelle because she disappears because she's in a red tent or whatever she is. So
Looking for the red tent. Yeah.
so they go out there and like Narelle, and you hear from out there somewhere in the woods, you hear like the bad guys going like Narelle, we'll find her for you, miss. And then there's like a whole who's gonna
Yeah.
get Narelle first kind of thing,
Ew,
because
and they're like talking about how they're gonna do things. It's so gross. It's just like, oh Jesus, someone find Narelle. That's
Right.
not these psychos.
so the
speak-
bad guys are coming upon your
Your
fortress.
Okay.
Yes.
So And then, of course, because then the teacher's looking. So they're all kind of like spread out. So then, like, Sid's looking. Did you guys notice? Sally? Sally?
No, I didn't.
I didn't.
Because her name is, I'm so
Her name is
disappointed in
Sally.
you
Her
Her name's
guys.
name is
Sally.
Sally.
It's-
Her name is
yeah.
Sally, and they say it exactly like Sally from Texas Chainsaw. Oh my
I don't know.
God,
I
Neil,
thought I would have grabbed that if they did.
Neil, go back, please.
Okay, I'll have to watch it
I'm
again.
begging you.
Okay.
Because
right.
I was dying. I was like, I can't escape Franklin. I cannot escape. I think they just used that actor's voiceover in that scene. Sally?
He was actually in the movie originally, and then they had to cut him out. He
Yeah.
was in a wheelchair. He couldn't
They
get
were
up
like,
the rocks.
you're
so.
too old to be one of the kids, and we don't have any more masks left, so you can't be a bad guy.
Right.
So
Oh,
you
well.
guys, talk to us about what must be on Neil's list of the next traumatizing moment.
Yes. So of all the things in this movie, this is the part that I remembered. So you guys all had your parts. This is the
course.
part I remembered. So the mouse bad guy, the mouse kidnapper, ends up chasing Miss through the woods, and they have their kind
Sally?
of their tussle, their roll around on the dirt at the end of the movie together
In slow motion.
in slow motion. Yes.
Okay.
So
Always.
they tussle, and then they fall into the pit below that has all the spikes that Sid
The
and
moat.
his friends put in the moats. Exactly, yes, that put in there. You think I would know that, right?
Because
Considering
you have one.
I have one
Nicole.
around my house.
This is where you
but,
got the idea.
Yes. So Sally lands on top of the mouse killer, who lands on the spikes. She gets off, and then he's sitting on the or he's laying dead on the spikes, and then the last bad guy walks in and then looks at him, and the guy, eases down the spikes, which you see come out of his body.
He's on down. He's on
He's
down.
He's on down the spikes.
The spike mode.
So exactly. New song. So anyway, so that scene I always thought was pretty freaking righteous, and I remembered it, and I was like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean,
Again,
that's
it's like completely
pretty scary. Yeah.
unnecessary violence, but it's like, thank you for putting it in there.
This is also when we finally we got Father Christmas kind of unmasked here too, which by
Yeah.
the way, that mask that deserves a trauma mention, because again, another image rent free in my head for many years. He is so scary because he's dressed like a normal person, he has a gun, and then he has this hyper realistic Santa mask that's like really well fitted to his face, so like when
Yeah.
he like emotes and stuff, it moves. Ew, oh my God, it is like, oh my God, just give me chills thinking about it. He's horrid. He's horrible.
Yep. I mean,
Horrible.
if Scott hadn't taken the day off, we actually had pictures that were gonna revolve down here, but
Just Google it if you haven't seen it.
yeah. Sorry, guys. Google it.
So now it turns into Lord of the Flies.
Yes. Becomes very fly-y.
Every child grabs a stick and starts to crush, stab, or otherwise kill Father Christmas.
When he runs into the cave.
I said, Derek, clearly enjoying himself, probably ejaculated.
Probably. So
It's in slow motion too.
it is, and they're I love when they're showing his face and the blood spurting up on his face from being mangled by all these kids. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
It's
like
so
it's like a blood bukkake.
it's like it's gross. It's awesome. It's again totally very
It's
strange.
sexual.
It's a little sexual, little violent. So now we have, what is it? It says it's like a week later or something.
Probably something like that.
And
Yeah.
we're back. We're outside the classroom. It's obviously the end of term, and the miss is reading to them from a book. So hilarious.
And you notice how all the
Yeah,
students
yes.
are now like very well behaved and
Oh, and
sitting
they're bonded.
quietly and
Yeah, they look
just
so nice.
just listening to Miss, and no one's picking on each other, and
Hilariously, for some fucking reason, the cops show up because they have a few questions because the body of Father Christmas is matching up with their story. And I was like, are you kidding me? Who gives a fuck? Like, who? Who? You have the audacity after what these children have been through to be like, hey, there's some shady things that happened to this body.
Yeah, we found the body, and your description doesn't quite match up to the wounds that are on it.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry. The man who kidnapped us, who masterminded the plan, who killed 2 people and threatened to rape me and one of my students? I'm sorry, that
Yep.
doesn't it's not working for you, officer.
Yep. And she's just cool though. She's just like, this is like, well, prove it, basically.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
And all
well,
the
I
kids
can't.
are too. They're all like,
It's like, well, yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Rolls her head, prove it.
yeah.
Just
And all
like-
the kids are like, we're gonna back this up.
so no, yeah. So it's so cool because they make her go into the courtroom, to the classroom, by her,
Courtroom.
just her, the courtroom, her and the two cops, and then all the kids come in and then just circle around the cops, and then they're questioning her. And as they're questioning her, they kind of like look at the kids, and the kids are like moving closer and moving closer, like basically like they're gonna attack them. And the cops by the end are just like, yeah, maybe you're
We'll
right.
be in
We should
touch. We'll
probably
be in
get outta
touch.
here."
Yeah. Because those children have tasted blood and they do want more.
And they liked it. Yes, they
Um,
did. How
most
about the
impor-
last shot?
Yeah, they've kept a trophy.
Yes, the last shot. Go ahead, someone.
It's
Go
a
ahead,
heart.
Sandra.
It's a
You're
human
doing
heart.
a great job.
They kept his heart in a jar, and
They
it's
kept Father
apparently
Christmas.
beating.
I think they just kind of added that for us to really know what it was, in case someone didn't know what that was in the jar.
I'm a little bit worried about Mrs. Mental Health that she took the heart and put it in a jar in the classroom. I think she certainly,
Perhaps.
I think she certainly needs that end of term summer break.
Yeah, she's ready. She's ready for a vacation.
I'm a little concerned. I mean, I think this movie just things like this, but it's just very funny. It's kind of like, don't do it. Don't mess with us. We will kill you
Right.
and we will take your heart and we will keep it in a jar in our classroom next to like giant abacuses and all the other like rulers and
Yeah.
shit we have. Like, who wants that? Not me.
Much we got our jars of dead little rodents and other weird things on the table, and then a human heart in there. I don't know. I find this movie so bloody charming,
So
and
charming.
wonderful, and adventurous. I mean, I really, I wish it was available some way. It's not out there on anything that we can really get easily.
Yeah.
So I think we need a
No.
petition to find out, gets the U.S. rights for this thing and release it. Because based on the Instagram chatter of our post yesterday, people are like loving it. They're like, I
People
remember that
want it.
movie. Oh my god! So
Everybody, we just awakened something in so many people that they were like, oh my God, this movie. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember. I was there.
yep.
Yep.
So Sandra,
There
what
you-
did you watch it on? Because I know for us it was 10. I mean, it was HBO when you were born, basically. The year you were born, we were
Yeah.
watching this. What did you see it on? Do you remember?
No, see, that's a very good question because I can't exactly remember. I don't think we rented it. I think because I watched so many weird genre movies on TV when I was a kid. And besides renting 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9, that's all I had. So I think that they used to just show like movies sometimes. Like they probably, like license them from HBO because I watched all these weird movies on like Saturday and Sunday afternoons. I mean, this
Hmm.
is how I saw Enemy Mine and a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
This movie made it to. You think it made it to network TV? Wow.
But it was like
Interesting.
weird. Maybe somebody else remembers that. Like people like that they used to show movies on those
Okay.
afternoons and they showed
Yeah,
a whole
I
bunch
don't-
of stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to ask your parents. You should see if they remember, or your sister.
Or your
Doubtful.
sister. Yeah.
Doubtful.
Doubtful. All right. All right. I'm gonna say it was a VHS. You guys somehow got a hold of it. Someone recorded off of HBO and gave it to you or something.
I mean,
So
anything's possible with
Yeah.
Fortress. Anything's
yes,
possible. Um,
so highly recommend this film though, guys. If anyone can
we
go see
love
it,
it.
there's a couple different links on YouTube you can watch it on. Most of them are crap. There's one, I only found one that was a decent quality recording transfer basically. So the others were like, one was in German and really blotchy. The other one was I think
Right.
Spanish language, I think, and really blotchy. And
Yeah.
there's one in English that was really blotchy, but there's one English transfer that was actually decent quality.
Yeah.
Right.
We demand to have this film on Blu-ray.
We demand. This film deserves
Demand.
It
it.
does.
Deserves
It
love.
definitely does. People love
Does
this
this
movie.
deserve love? We love it. We love it. God bless it.
Yeah.
So we have a fun little surprise for everybody.
Surprise.
Who wants to announce? Who wants to announce what our little dessert at the end of this episode is?
I don't know.
So,
Kayla, do you
so
wanna announce?
again, we had a whole thing that Scott was going to play some music and throw up some visuals, if you will. But because we are doing an Australian movie, we are all going to make Vegemite sandwiches and then try them.
None
Because
of us
none
have
of
ever
us
had it.
have ever had Vegemite before.
No.
Ever.
These
And
are
it's
sealed.
yeah, this
So.
is sealed. So we're a little scared. We've done a little bit of research because I know Americans apparently make fools of themselves not knowing how to
Yeah.
Vegemite. And despite our research, we're probably going to do that right now. So we
No.
have our toast.
Right. So I
Our
guess
bread.
it's supposed to be white bread, but
So
I haven't
Hungry
had white
Boy.
bread in like
I have sourdough.
yeah, I have wheat.
Hungry Boy weighed in and said gave his opinion, which was wheat bread.
Yeah, okay.
With
Perfect.
the Vegemite and then like some tomato and maybe some pepper on it. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people have their own recipes, what they
Recipe.
like. I saw another one that had avocado on it. But for the most part, they
Avocado
all
toast.
agree. They all agree though that it's some kind of bread. Most of the ones I saw was white bread, but then butter and then a very thin little wiping of Vegemite on top.
Did
So
you
not
guys
like
put
peanut
butter
butter.
on yours?
Yes.
put
Oh, I
butter on yours?
will. I will.
No,
I
I'm
love
about
butter.
to.
I used this I'm not completely plant-based, like I'm not completely vegan, but I do have a vegan butter that I like called Flora, and that's what I use if anybody's looking for something.
You already did it? Did you already get yours prepped?
Yeah, I'm already done with that part. I don't have the Vegemite
geez.
on there yet.
I'm buttering now.
Proudly made in Australia since 1923. I have heard you shouldn't smell it. Like, don't
Well, you
stick your
have to
nose in the
smell
jar.
it.
No, people say don't do that.
Really?
Yeah. Store in a
Smelling is
cool,
half the
dry
fun,
place.
isn't it?
It is suitable for contains folic acid, suitable for vegetarians. So I'm happy about that. Store in a
Okay.
cool, dry place.
Okay. Here you go. Ready?
Manufactured by Bega Cheese.
Bega?
BEGA, Bega Cheese Limited.
Oh.
Oh, this is so cute. Their factory is at 1 Vegemite Way, Port Melbourne, Victoria,
Sandra,
Australia.
I'm gonna smell it. I can't
No,
stop.
don't smell it. Don't
Sandra.
smell it. They said don't smell it.
Oh.
Oh, see, they said don't smell it. Ew, oh my god, the consistency is not what I thought it was gonna be.
It smells like yeast. It smells like beer's being cooked.
You guys, look at it. Look at it. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is totally not okay. So in my head, Vegemite was always like some sort of and I am obviously very wrong. Yeah, it looks like the consistency of like Nutella or chocolate syrup.
Is this should I put more? I am so sorry to all the Australian people.
You just gotta you just take a little bit, like a little pea amount, and you just kind of scrape it on.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. I mean, I feel like I don't have a lot on here at all. What are yours?
What you got?
What do you guys? What's yours look like? Mine's okay. We're about the same.
Yeah, no, that's what you're supposed to do. Just a little.
Yeah. Okay, Caleb's
to quote
a little
the
thick.
birdcage, a smear.
A
You
smear.
smear.
Men Smear.
Man smear.
We all know how
All
much
right.
I love that movie. Ah,
All
I
right.
pierced the
Yes.
toast.
Yes. How about those
Okay.
dolphins?
Wait, we gotta do it at the same time.
So hang on. Okay, so for those who don't know, which should be everyone,
I can smell it.
I have a stomach issue where I can't drink beer, and if I do, I explode, and I explode in a very painful, long way. Like it isn't like as the Australians say, a gastro incident. It's like it's a long, painful, episode.
So this might kill him.
And I found, I realized, it took me a long time. I finally realized when I drink beer, that's what caused it. I stopped drinking beer, things got 100 times better. So yeast could be one of the issues. I'm not sure. So
Well,
I'm
this
gonna
is
do
made
this.
from leftover brewer's yeast extract.
Right.
So
I
Oh
understand.
my god, Jake wants it. Jake loves
Jake is
Vegemite.
sniffing it right now. He's
it's
sniffing
like,
it.
gimme some.
He's
my God.
He's licking it. Jake is
This
licking
is-
the. Jake
This
is
is not
licking
the-
the.
This
Jake
is not
likes
the
it.
first time we've eaten something on camera
Come here,
with
Jake.
questionable
come here.
results.
Jake, come here. Here, lick it for everyone. Let everyone see.
I want
Here
to
you
see
go.
Jakey. I want to see.
He,
There's a
hey,
Vegemite
Mikey.
cat.
He likes it.
Vegemite kitty loves it.
Is Vegemite bad for cats or good for cats?
I don't know, honey. Maybe stop that. Okay, that's probably enough Vegemite
Is
because we
that
don't
good?
know.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
probably
Sandra says no.
Yeah,
See her?
'cause I
Blame
don't
her,
know.
Jake.
Jakey, no.
Okay.
Okay, you guys ready to eat this?
Yeah.
Oh my
Let's do
god,
it.
he wants more.
He jumped up over here.
He's like aggressively trying to get the
he's
Vegemite.
freaking addicted now to Vegemite.
He's like, I need more Vegemite, Dad.
Give me that Vegemite. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Give me
Now he's
Vegemite,
licking the
Ned.
knife. Okay, you
Keep
ready?
it-
Did.
Yep.
All right, ready?
Oh, I hope I don't explode. Okay.
Me too.
I hope you
Okay.
don't either.
My bread's chewy. Ew. No.
Nah. I'll pass.
No. No.
It needs hot sauce.
It does. I need some Da Bomb hot sauce.
No. No.
Ugh.
Yeah, no. No. I feel like I barely even had any. I'm so sorry, Australia. I love you guys. You're amazing, incredible people, and I really hope I get to visit someday. And I'm gonna pass
Nope.
on the Vegemite.
You're
It's a
banned.
hard
Hungry
pass.
already. Hungry boy says Jake might fart.
Oh no!
He might fart now.
Oh no!
Oh, poor
Caleb's
Jake.
liking it. Ugh.
I
Oh,
can't say that
God.
I can't say that I hated
It-
it, but I didn't want to swallow it and risk any explosions based on how it tasted. So
I don't like it. I'm so sorry. I don't like it at all. It makes me sad.
Okay.
I'm really sad. I was hoping I would like Vegemite. Like I was hoping I'd be like one of those cool Americans. I like Vegemite. Have you guys had
you're
Vegemite?
definitely not that. You're not one of those cool Americans. You're
I'm just a goblin. I'm just a goblin. Caleb, you
buying
don't have
bread
to
from
eat
a
it
man
all.
in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscles.
Muscles.
It's salty. It has
It
like
is salty.
I mean, it's. I really don't. It's kind of indescribable. I can't really
It is
figure out.
indescribable.
It's not like
what,
anything I've ever had.
I mean, I don't hate it.
You're lucky.
I never eat toast. So I mean, unfortunately, this might go to waste. But I don't dislike it.
Well, you can put it on your
Don't-
steak or your chicken or on your ice
Don't
cream.
love
I
it.
mean, it's a good for any kind of topping.
Ice cream.
So-
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it on
But you
ice
know
cream.
what?
Put it on
I
soft
think
serve.
I think I'm gonna dip my good and plenty's in there. I think licorice and the candy coat would go really well with this.
I'm
I'm
super
trying to-
disappointed. I didn't like
What
it.
does that taste? I don't even.
I
I'm
don't
trying to,
know.
like, in my head, I'm trying to quantify or like, what is that? But 'cause,
Yeah,
Mark is asking, is it salty? And it is salty.
it's salty.
Yeah.
Hungry Boy said like congealed soy sauce, and okay, that's not a bad.
Yeah, it's
to me, it's
almost
like
like a
Soy
soy
sauce is
kind of
kind of close.
vinegary,
Yeah.
but not vinegar. How I
no, not
because
vinegar.
I like vinegar, but it's something like that. What's
Yeah,
even in Vegemite?
it's like
Salt?
it's yeast and then salt and then a bunch of other like vitamins or something.
Contains celery.
Celery.
That's what it is. Celery.
I don't taste the
Yeah,
celery.
that's it.
And then it's like folic acid, thiamine, riboflavin, potassium chloride, color, flavor enhancer, malt.
Oh, it's malt.
Malt.
No, I taste the malt. The malt's really coming through.
It's kind of like when you walk into a brewery that actually brews their own stuff on site.
Yeah.
You know that yeast smell that you get?
That smell.
So
it tastes like that smell.
Yeah, it tastes like that smell. That's kind of what it.
I
like,
feel
when
like
you're-
really grossed out. I don't really like it. It bothers me.
Sandra, okay, so so far you've insulted Kui, you've insulted Vegemite, you've insulted your picture is going to be right next to the
First
COVID
of all,
sign on the airport.
First of all, the Australians do not have the market on gingers. I think they go everywhere.
Ow.
Secondly, I love Kui. I want to make Kui a part of our lives.
Okay.
Kui.
Hungry Boy was saying earlier that apparently Australians hate it. So he was saying
Hate
that
what?
Kui. He's like Australians like shudder at it, kind of like it's it's probably like an overused trope, I'm guessing, of Australian.
Oh.
The
Maybe.
one that's not real, like
So
shrimp on the Barbie.
So if they're not having Kui, can we have it? Like if they're not
You wanna
using
take
it?
it? Yeah, you can take
Like
it.
if they
Why
just
not?
have a jar of Kui that they're not using.
I just want
kinda
to make
like
sure
this-
we don't. I don't want to appropriate something that doesn't belong to us and get in trouble
Right.
for it. That's
Like
all.
we just did with this Vegemite.
Yes.
I am going to try to offer this to people because I will find somebody that likes this. I
Okay.
will. I will not
Well,
let
you
this
let
go.
Scott
I think
try it
I think
first.
Scott will like it.
He might. He's weird,
on his
man.
homemade sourdough.
He is weird.
He's a weird bird. Scott's one of those people that can eat most things. He doesn't have any. He just likes food. I don't know.
Right. Again, if I wasn't worried about the ramifications of eating yeast, I probably would have not. I would have eaten more, but I
Really,
tasted
you
it.
would have eaten
I'm
more.
good. Yeah, probably. Want to make fully. I can't say that I hated it, but I can't say it was worth eating for the flavor that I received.
I would rather
So-
have that hot sauce that hurt us.
Yes,
Wait,
that'd be good too.
Is that Scott in chat?
Is he joining us from afar?
That is. He must be
is.
laying. Is he drugged up? I mean, is he still in Mexican jail?
He's pumped full of drugs in a Mexican jail. Nice that they let him keep his phone though.
That is really
Yeah,
nice.
That's true. That's true.
No, their jail's not in Mexico. It's in an undisclosed location.
He probably paid for internet time with cigarettes or something.
Cigarettes?
No, he
I'm
had-
rich, said the postman.
Oh, Scott trading his booty for internet time.
Well, that's also
Oh my
an option
goodness, that's also an option. And
in
we don't
this
blame
market. Okay,
him.
we made
all
it,
right.
you guys. We made it through the Vegemite Sea.
We did it. We made it. We made it. Sans producer. So we'll see how
God
much
help
this
us.
ends up on YouTube.
I think we've
Hungry
gotta
Boy
close
says,
with our
by the way,
Vegemite.
he says, please take Kui and never give it back. So it is being gifted, so we can use it. Thank you, Hungry Boy.
Yay! Thank
Right.
you.
And Todd says Cooey skis.
Kui skis. All right.
Oh,
Well,
skis.
skis. Remember? Yeah, skis.
Yeah.
Remember Skeezy?
I love it. I
Skeezy?
do remember. I was
Ah.
there. I remember now.
How quickly
Reverting
you
back.
forget.
I know. She moved
I'm
back.
so excited. I'm so excited. It's ours. Okay. I
All
think we
right.
got it. We can end. We can stop. We can stop
We
this
can.
madness.
For once, this isn't like a Kevin Costner movie that's going on way too long for no purpose whatsoever.
Man. Fuck you. Fuck you. Who's next?
All right.
You hit a
So,
nerve.
Next week, we don't know what we're doing yet, Sandra. Right?
No, I know what we're doing.
Oh, you do? Okay. We don't know yet, but Sandra knows. She's picking. Is it a surprise, or do you want to? Can you tell people?
It doesn't have to be. No. I don't know why I was like making it a secret. For Women in Horror Month, we want
Which
to
is
pay
February.
which is February. We want to pay a little homage. It's also a couple people's birthday month around
Oh my
here.
goodness. Who?
So it's not me, but it's 2 other people that host this show.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna
What?
say, do that math. Do that math.
Scott's
We are
birthday.
going to nope, not Scott's. He's not a host.
Oh, shit.
It is y'all's birthdays.
Y'all's.
True story. True story. These 2 guys. But for Women in Horror Month, we want to pay a little homage. So we are going to be watching American Psycho.
Ah,
Nice.
interesting.
Of course, directed
Okay.
by a woman.
Yes.
There are so many wonderful female directed horror movies, and I will throw out some more recommendations next week as well. But I thought that would be a fun one because we haven't done
Nice.
that, and
No.
it certainly has a lot there to talk about, and it's awesome. It's directed by a woman. So there
Yeah,
we go.
on the cult film series we have paid homage to women in horror, of course.
Yes.
In fact, almost a year ago to the now, we had Jackie Kong in studio, if you remember.
I
So,
do.
Yeah.
So it's very important, though, very important indeed, because women are such a vital part of horror, and this is a very
you
important one
already, if you're here, you're already celebrating women in horror because of me.
because of
Because
Sandra
of me.
and her hatred of gingers. So it's okay.
I love gingers.
Miss,
Miss,
Miss.
why you hate gingers?
Miss.
No,
Sally?
no way. I need my beer and my lobster.
Lobster, Australian
Miss.
for beer. And that is, of course, when I say directed by a woman, that is Mary Herron that I'm referring to for American Psycho. Just FYI.
Yes. And then, so I am going to pick my birthday episode, which we had to postpone because we're going to have a guest on. And he was not available, because of our scheduling until the 19th of February. So, yes, that's coming up as well. So be ready for it. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
and
just
also
tease it right now.
Tease it. And besides, Mary Herron also helped adapt the screenplay, and so did Guinevere Turner. So that's more women in horror right there for you.
Awesome. All right.
Vegemite.
Well, is that it then? Are we good?
Yeah, this is going to be our thumbnail, is us posing with Vegemite.
Oh, you're right. We will do that indeed, won't we?
Yeah. But otherwise, we're good. Cue the outro music.
Cue the music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, Mark, Vision Truth, and Hungry Boy, Pismo Mark, Laura, Mindy, Todd, Face, Lewis, Michael, anyone else that I don't know about.
We love you.
We apologize. We love you. Producer Scott, I promise you we'll come down to Mexico tomorrow and we'll bail you out.
We're going to bail you out.
Just clench your anus as hard as you can. Keep the drugs in there. Don't let them out. Do what you can.
He's not in a Mexican prison. He's in an Antarctic prison.
Antarctic, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.